Alright guys, how you doing? My name is Marco Arevalo and I got a friend of mine here and his name is
Luis Arevalo.
And what we're going to be doing today is learning how to shoot a proper free throw. So let me ask you a question, Amir. Have you played basketball before? Are you aware of the rules of the game?
I know the rules and stuff like that. I don't really play.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you have a favorite player?
D-Wade.
D-Wade for sure,
D-Wade.
right? Go Heat, Heat Nation. Alright, second of all, when it comes to shooting a free throw, who would you consider to be one of the best in the game of all time?
Ray Allen for sure.
Ray Allen. Shuttlesworth is a great shooter. So, okay, let me break it down to you. We're going to go ahead and do a little warm-up, and after the warm-up, we're going to pre-assess you. See how many shots you can make out of 10, okay? And then after we do that, I'm going to take a look at your technique and everything like that, and then see what we can work on. I'm going to show you a couple drills, and then we're going to go ahead and assess you again to see if you got any better on those 10 shots, all right? Here we go, guys. Alright guys, so for the warm-up, we're going to get the blood flowing a little bit by going around 2 laps, and then I'm going to have him perform a couple dynamic stretches to warm up the body a little bit, alright? So go ahead, Ismail, run 2 laps around the court. Alright, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and work on the dynamic stretches to get the body a little warmed up for the activity. We're not going to need the ball for this. So first thing I want you to do is called the Frankenstein. You're going to go opposite leg to opposite arm. You're going to go ahead and touch your toes. Right? So go ahead and do that for me. Just take like 5 each leg, so 10 reps. There you go. Backpedal for me. That is very important in the game of basketball, so you can restart. Now the next thing I want you to do is bring your knee to your chest, just like this. Elevate a little bit, stretch out those glutes. And the same thing, go ahead to lengthen the court. Keep your chest up high, look straight up, and bring your knee to your chest. Try to bring your knee all the way up to your chest. There you go. Chest up, chest up, chest up. Alright, now once again, go ahead and backpedal for me. There you go. Alright, now next thing I want you to do is go ahead and stretch your quads, alright? So, just go ahead and go like this. There we go. Take a couple steps to get that rhythm going. 1 each leg. Feel that stretch in the quads? Perfect, right? Chest up high. There you go. I like it, I like it. Alright, now go ahead and backpedal for me. Alright, next thing we're going to do is just do a couple side lunges. You know, activate the glutes again and get them hips working. So go ahead and side lunge like this. There we go, side to side. And then once you do 5 on one leg, go ahead and switch for me. Yeah, there you go. Alright, now let's go ahead and jog it back. Perfect, so that takes care of all the warm-up for us. Alright guys, so before we go through your pre-assessment, I'm going to demonstrate you how I want you to shoot the free throw, okay? So, I want you to square up your shoulders and your hips and your feet to the basket, right? The next thing I'm going to want you to do is you're always going to want to get a little bend. You're always going to want to bend down and get a good full extension when you shoot your free throw. The next thing is you're going to want your elbow 90 degrees, and then you're going to want that release perfect. And then with your left hand, you're going to want your left hand always straight to the basket, because that's what's going to guide the ball into the basket, okay? So let's go. And everybody always has their own routine. Me is I like to bounce the balls 3 times, spin it 1 time, and then go ahead and shoot. Everybody has their preferences, as you can see in the NBA. Everybody has a different routine. That's how they shoot the free throws. So you can go about how you choose to do your routine. Okay. Swish. Alright, so now that we got our client here a little bit warmed up, we're going to go ahead and do the pre-assessment for him, alright? So we're going to see how many shots he can make out of 10. Alright, and I'm going to rebound the ball for you. Try to make as many shots as you can. Bad form. Alright, so that's 0 of 1. 0 of 2. 4. Thought it was a switch, huh? 0, 5. Oh, man. 0, 7. There you go, 1 of 8. 1 of 9. And then one last one. 2 of 10. Good job. Alright guys, so after the pre-assessment, our client here was able to make 2 out of the 10 free throws. Some things I noticed that were not correct in his free throw form is you had your hands on the side of the basketball. We're going to work on that. Also, your form, your posture was not correct. We're also going to work on that. And I have a couple drills that that's going to be able to help you out to work on that, alright? So the first drill is we're going to stand right under the basket. This is going to help you work on your form and your arch of the basketball. You're going to stand right under, okay? What I want you to do is place your right hand on the top of the basketball, which is your dominant hand. Are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm a righty.
Alright, so your dominant hand on the top of the basketball. Your left hand is going to be the guide. It's going to be on the left side of the ball. I want your left hand to stay straight at all times. None of this, none of that. Straight at all times. As straight as possible as you can, alright? Because that's going to guide you straight into the hoop. So the first thing I want you to do, everything I told you, bend your knees a little bit, and just try and make 5 out of 5, alright? You're just going to work on your form, try and get that ball over the hoop, and make a nice clean shot. And you're going to do that from there, the front and the side. There you go. Bend your knees a little bit. 2. Get a nice arch. There you go. Bend hand straight up. So that's 4. 1 more. 5. Perfect. Now I want you to do the same thing over here. 1. 2. 3. You're doing good, man. You're doing good. 4. 5. Perfect. Now I want you to do the same thing on this side. Make sure you're getting a good bend to the knees. There we go. 2. 3. Looking like a pro, man. You're looking like Jesus Shuttlesworth. 4. And we got 5. Alright, perfect. The second drill that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do it from the free throw line. This is going to help you work on your elbow placement. When you were shooting, I saw that you were doing a lot of this. With the 2 elbows were out. What we want on a nice clean free throw is we want a 90 degree of the elbow. We want it to, like that. You see that? That release right there? And your hands need to come release like that. Your wrist, flick of the wrist, as they say. Right? Alright, so what I want you to do in this drill is just with one hand, work on that. 5 shots. 5 shots. Alright, see if you can do that. Just one hand, one hand. Alright. Good job. You're not making the ball, but I see the elbow. When you come with the left hand, it's going to be a lot better. There you go. That's 1 of 3. We're going to do 10 actually. 2 of 4. I like it. I like it. See, you're already making more than before. 2 of 5. 2 of 6. 3 of 7. 3 of 8. 2 more shots. 3 of 9. You can make 4. Alright, so for the last drill, we're going to bring everything together and shoot a perfect free throw. And for this one, this is also going to be the post-assessment to see if we got any better from the pre-assessment, okay? So let's go to Mian. I want you to shoot a perfect free throw. Remember to bend your knees, get that perfect elbow flexion, and release of the ball, alright? So 10 shots. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Straight off the charts. 1, 2, 3, 4 already. 4 out of 5. Alright, 5 out of 6. Look at you. 5 out of 7. Remember to keep that elbow in tight. 5 out of 8. Bend your knees a little bit. There we go. 5 out of 9. See if we can get 6. 5 out of 10. Alright guys, so as you can tell, my client was able to improve his 2 out of 10 to a whole 5 out of 10, which is pretty good for his first time around. So Lismia, do you think that the techniques and tips and the drills that we went through helped you improve to become a better free throw shooter?
Man, just from the first drill, I felt a big improvement already.
Yeah, which one was your favorite drill?
My favorite was probably the one hand.
The one hand?
The one
that
hand
one was
really
a little
helped me.
difficult, right?
Yeah.
And it helped you get your elbow in the placement, right?
Yeah.
So good job, man. I'm very proud of you. Now, what we want to do before we end this lesson is we're going to take you to a cool down, which is very important so that you're not sore and you have proper of your body, okay? So what I want you to do is just walk around the court one time. Okay, so now next we're going to just do a couple of stretches so that way you know you're feeling loose and that way you're not sore. So the first thing I want you to do is cross your right leg on top of your left leg and then go ahead and touch your toes. Hold that for 15 seconds. How does that feel? You feel that in the stretching the hamstrings?
Yeah. It's burning.
That's good, that's good. Alright. So now I want you to go ahead and do the same thing, but switch foot. So put your left hand over your right hand, your right foot, foot. Good. Perfect. So the next thing I want you to do so we can stretch some quads is go ahead, the same thing that we did before in the dynamic stretches. I want you, but instead of moving, we're just going to hold it for 15 seconds. If you have trouble balancing, go ahead and touch your nose. See, it helps, right? That helps. Alright. Now let's go ahead and do that on the other side. See, I can tell you're more dominant because you don't need to touch your nose for the left side. Alright, perfect. So now I want you to do is sit down on the floor. This is a good stretch for your hamstrings and your lower back. Go ahead and stretch your legs out. And now go ahead and touch your toes. Perfect, good job. Hold that for 15 seconds. Alright, now I want you to bring one leg like this, and go ahead and touch your toes again. Hold that for 15 seconds. Alright, now go ahead and switch feet. Do the same thing. Perfect. Now what I want you to do is bring your legs together. No, like that. Like this. Yeah, perfect. So that way we can stretch the groin out. The butterfly stretch. Now go ahead and lean forward and try to press your elbows down on your knees so you can get a good stretch. Alright, let me help you up there. And now we're just going to go ahead and stretch your upper body a little bit. I want you to go ahead and put your right thumb up and then bring it across and do that. Perfect. Now hold that for 15 seconds. Alright, now go ahead and switch arms so we can get the other side as well. Alright, perfect. The next thing I want you to do is bring your arms straight up and then go like this. Bring your other arm to your elbow and pull. How does that feel? Good?
Yeah, I feel it.
Go ahead and do that for the other arm for me. Perfect. So now that we got the cool down, and that's all we need to do for a perfect free throw.